Hello Internet, my name is Taliesin.
And I'm Evitel.
And welcome to the Weekly Reset.
Or Taliesin and Evitel's Wondrous Wisdom Show.
Your weekly look at the news and events from around... What are you doing?
I'm just playing with it to see if it works.
It's not funny, stop it.
Sorry.
Your weekly look at the news and events in...
It is a bit funny.
It's not funny, it's like a tiny little obscure feature in the 7.2 PTR. It's a stupid joke, no one's even gonna get it. Your weekly look at the news and events in the world of Warcraft.
Giving you all the juicy WoW knowledge because... Okay, this episode is already far too weird. Taliesin, where's Khadgar gone? Why have you replaced him with the Water Strider from Mist of Pandaria?
I wanted to put it somewhere where I could see it, because I'm proud of it.
Really?
Yeah, it took me like 3 years to get that mount. I don't know if you know, but it can walk on water.
Seriously? You just had a go at me for doing an obscure joke, and now you've done an even more obscure joke. You realize we're gonna have to do the mount news first to make this all make sense.
I thought it'd be worth it.
And what did you do with Khadgar?
Let's get started on this week's episode.
Taliesin?
There is much to be done.
So, Mount News now. And as reported last episode, this week we are slap bang in the middle of the Pandaria time walking event, which is great if you really miss those Pandaria dungeons, and who doesn't miss Shadowpan Monastery? Wasn't it great to be able to run Shadowpan Monastery again after all this time? You missed Shadowpan Monastery, didn't you? And then wasn't it great when you realized that the event was bugged and Shadowpan Monastery didn't even count towards the time walking quest, so you just run Shadowpan Monastery for literally nothing? Wasn't that great? But when you did eventually rack up your 5 dungeons, you quite possibly dropped a few thousand time lost badges on the time walking Cloud Serpent mount, which is awesome, but wait. This report is a last minute reminder that you can also use the Pandaria time walking event to finally get your Azure Water Strider if you don't have it already. You know, the Water Strider, that mount that you never got because you have to get exalted with the anglers, and frankly, fuck that for a game of soldiers. That mount that you suddenly wish that you had bothered to earn when Legion launched and there's damn water everywhere and you see everyone else riding around on their Water Striders like it's no big deal. Well, screw those guys, because one little trip to the time walking vendor and only 7,000 time lost badges later, and boom, neutral to exalted with the anglers and not a single fish caught. So who's the winner now? You. That's who. You with your shiny new Water Strider mount, just in time for 7.2 and everyone will be flying everywhere anyway. But still, it's nice to have.
It's been a busy week for blue posts. For one, there was the PvP Q&A with Brian Holinka. Now, we're not going to go into detail with this because, you know, we don't really do PvP on this show. In fact, if anyone feels they're qualified to be our PvP correspondent on the Weekly Reset, then please send us an audition tape, because I did watch the Q&A, I did, but essentially all I learned is this. Law still does not practice the names of people that write questions before filming.
Question here from, I think, did you name this character just so that I would have to pronounce it? FLDSM.
We learned that there are only 2 hoodies in Blizzard Q&A studios, so if you have 3 people in a Q&A video, someone's going to have to share.
Brian Holinka, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah.
We got rid of Brian. We brought in Jeremy McIntyre instead.
And we learned that sometimes Blizzard can make even this channel look like a slick, well-oiled machine.
Okay, apparently there's no audio on this video, which is very strange. Actually have no idea why or how that would occur. It wouldn't be a stream from this room if we didn't have some sort of technical difficulty.
I'm not even going to start on that, because I'm afraid that if I start, I'm never going to stop. But there's going to be new bad luck protection added to PvP gearing, PvP bonus rolls from the weekly PvP quest, and ranked PvP mounts becoming account bound, which must have made people pretty happy, right? Sorry, Holinka, can I borrow your hoodie? And anyway, all I really want to know is, what about Todd? What is Blizzard doing for Todd in PvP, eh? How are they going to stop his team blaming him when it all goes to shit, Holinka? Have you even thought about Todd at all in any of this? How can I even take you seriously knowing that you're not looking out for Todd, Holinka? As usual, this reset saw a new 7.2 PTR build with one major change. 7.2 will now not see the introduction of randomized second traits on artifact relics. Unlocking this was always going to be the last reward for completing your Order Hall research in 7.2, but not anymore. That's not happening. With a blue saying they simply weren't satisfied with the current state of the system, so we'd rather shelve the idea for now. And as you can imagine, the forums went haywire. It was an absolute... Oh no, wait, no, actually, this is a really popular change. There have been plenty of discontented grumblings about the proposed new system ever since it was first mentioned by the devs, so actually everyone seems pretty happy that it's gone the way of Hulk Hogan's Pasta Mania. That means it's failed. It's gone. What, were you not sure whether Hulk Hogan's Pasta Mania was a roaring success or not? Did you not get the joke? Now that's fair enough. I mean, like you, I would have expected a mid-90s fast food restaurant serving weirdly pink-coloured pasta in the shape of a weirdly naked-looking middle-aged man to be a massive hit too, but no, amazingly it wasn't. And likewise, I was really expecting the raiding community to be totally excited about the introduction of another RNG-based system into the acquisition of top-end loot, but no, they weren't. So the question is, what are you going to do with all of those order hall resources that you've been working your ass off to save up in time for 7.2 so that you could unlock the second traits on relics? Because if there's one thing that all of those things to do to prepare for 7.2 guides on YouTube have told me, it's that even though there's no actual release date for 7.2 yet, I should definitely be saving my order hall resources so that I can complete my research. That's what they all say. That's actually pretty much the only thing any of them have said, to be honest. If I was a cynic, I might suggest that it's a little bit silly bringing out a guide called 7.2 Preparation before there's even a release date for 7.2, but luckily I'm not a cynic, so that's absolutely fine. So I've been going out every day completing the tons of order hall resource awarding world quests that have mysteriously been appearing more than usual, you know, to be ready. So what reward am I going to get for all my hard work in 7.2, for unlocking the very highest level of my order hall research? What have they replaced the second relic trait with? It must have been something pretty awesome. We've replaced the final order hall research with one that grants a chance for artifact power rewards from world quests to be doubled. Fuck off, mate. So that's a little bit underwhelming, but actually even this went down pretty well with the community, and this says something. Order hall research is such a boring non-event of a system that people are pleased when the rewards are so shit that they don't have to bother with it. It'd be like if you suddenly discovered that kale made you fat. That wouldn't be bad news. There is no one who would be unhappy if kale made you fat, because everyone would be too busy dropping to their knees and thanking God that there is literally no reason to eat kale anymore ever again. I've somehow managed to compare artifact relics to kale there, but I'm sticking with it. Less good news for high-end players came on Wednesday though, where Blizzard announced that they banned a load of them. A blue post announced that they had taken action against a number of accounts that were actively participating and or advertising the sale of in-game raid or dungeon clears in exchange for real-world currency. Such behaviour is a clear violation of the World of Warcraft terms of use. And this is a weird one. There have always been groups of players selling carries through live content for real-world money. That's as old as the game itself. Blizzard traditionally has pretty much left them alone for the most part. And let's face it, on the list of people that are violating the terms of service for personal gain, there are more obvious priorities. Gold sellers for one, herbing bots for another. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be able to make money from the video game World of Warcraft, because I do, and more than you'd think. I think in another few videos, if they're like really successful, we might have enough money for a packet of Skittles, but I don't want to jinx it. But the thing is, I'm allowed to do what I do under the terms of service. Real money carry services, like gold sellers, aren't. Steve Bannon lost $60 million of Goldman Sachs money when he invested in a WoW gold selling website in 2006. The terms of service were cited to shut down that operation in a lawsuit that wasn't even bought by Blizzard, but by a WoW player. And yes, that is a real life thing that actually happened. And I think that the main problem with carry services is how visible they've become since the introduction of the Group Finder tool. You can't search for a high level Mythic Plus these days without being offered a paid carry, and that's probably not okay. Now, these bans that Blizzard have dished out are 7 days each. This is not a major clear out of professional players. This is just a warning shot, just to remind them that what they're doing isn't allowed. And they know it's not allowed too. Look at this one that cropped up for me just the other day. It's cunningly, constantly changing the spelling of mythic and dungeon in the description to avoid detection, which is genius. I mean, these are criminal masterminds we're dealing with here. If Steve Bannon had just thought of using something like this, then who knows, he could still be happily selling gold online today. Mind you, I didn't find this by searching the words mythic or dungeon, but by the letters WTS, so maybe not quite so genius after all.
The last wing of Nighthold is finally open on LFR, meaning that for those that don't take part in organized raiding, you can at last take on Gul'dan in what is a genuinely awesome-looking fight, which as you might expect is a bit trickier than your average LFR fare. Rather endearingly, MMO Champion linked to the Fat Boss Gul'dan guide when they reported this news, but seriously, that video is longer than the actual fight, and this is a long fight. The only thing you really need to take on Gul'dan and LFR are these two macros. /yell. DPS the eyes, for fuck's sake! The eyes! The eyes! That's for the one with the eyes. And /yell. RIP melee. That's for Black Harvest. Have fun! And finally, Enhancement Shaman, you have until next reset to down current world boss Flotsam and try to loot your hidden artifact appearance, the War Mace of Sharvala. Miss it now, and you'll have to wait until the next time he crops up in the rotation. And guaranteed you'll have to kill Withered Jim 10 or 20 times before that ever happens. Best get it now.
You know, also, tonight, there is Friday night, so by the time you're watching this, it will be over, but there's a big stress test on the PTR in Dalaran, which is a free-for-all PTR event. Anyone can kill anyone, and the more people you kill, the more powerful you get.
What?
Yeah, that's absolutely how it works.
That cannot be real.
It's real, it's happening. Do you fancy it?
Yeah.
You do. As you can see, total shit show, and as you can see, I absolutely rule at PvP.
And of course, it's been a week of high drama for you.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You know the part when you left your guild?
Yes! I left my guild of 2.5 years. Aww. Left them. Gone. But it was really good to see, whatever happened, it was good to see that when I left the guild, you had my back, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you left the guild as well, didn't you?
No.
Yeah. There's fucking solidarity.
I still have
you.
your back, though.
Yeah, totally.
I still have your back.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to leave the guild.
Yeah.
I have no reason to.
Fucking fair enough, mate. Fair enough. There you go, guys. I just want you to know that I would leave the guild for you.
Aww.
If it happened, if I could, I would
You'd
rejoin
do that for me
and then I'd leave.
leave.
Yeah, totally.
Aww.
Actually, as it happens, I'm back in the guild now anyway. But it did raise, like I say, high drama. But it did raise some interesting points, and maybe I'll talk about them.
Are you going to ask Preach to talk about your guild drama?
I'm going to write in to Preach, and I'm going to tell him my guild drama story.
Nice.
And I'm going to like put loads of like knob gags in it. The real life story, there's not enough knob gags in that, so I'm just gonna give it a liberal sprinkling.
Just a little dash of knob.
Yeah, of knob, which improves any dish, as my old mum always used to say.
Oh my god, I don't want to talk about your mum in that way.
Let's not even. And you'll have noticed that at the moment, these weekly resets videos are the only videos that we've got coming out on a kind of regular basis, and that's not intended. The idea is, and this is something we're going to stick to, it's taken us a while to get the weekly reset up and running.
Yeah, it's
a huge commitment and it's a lot of work and stuff, but I feel like we're kind of there now.
Yeah,
and that we've got a groove and we can get it out every week and,
totally.
And stuff like that. So now, from now on, the schedule for the videos is going to be this. Obviously, the weekly reset every Friday on the dot. Friday somewhere, somewhere in the world, it will be Friday, and the weekly reset will come out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then throughout the week, there will also be like a more traditional Taliesin and Evitel video, at least.
Good old traditional
exactly, man. I miss those videos.
Oh, yeah.
You probably don't, but we do. We really miss them. So we're going to have all of that, and so there will be, if everything goes according to plan, 2 videos a week. At least, and on top of that, if we've got like a hot fix or like a Taliesin talks or something like that,
bonus video.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So that's the plan, guys. I hope that's all right with you. In just a moment, this episode will end, and we will be played out this episode by a song, some music that was shared to us by Dementox, who is a DJ who has made a song.
It's just a song.
A link to his channel is in the description below. Please check it out. His channel's fucking nuts. So before we do that, we'd just like to thank all of our amazing patrons who give their actual real life money to help this channel happen. Guys, thank you so much. Without you, these videos would be a lot rarer, and we'd probably be in complete darkness as well. If you like the video, you can like it if you like. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it. And remember, my name is Dementox.
And I'm Kobrak.
Oh, no. Fooled you, tricked you. You're an idiot. You fell for our trick. You fucking idiot.
Got you,
you fucking idiot. My name is Taliesin.
And I'm Evitel.
And until next time, cheerio.